A lot of people don't realize just how trauma and stress affects developing children. It has a really deep imprint in the brain development of a child, especially during those first critical years. So 0 to 3 or 0 to 5 is an incredibly important time, and children are very sensitive to trauma and toxic stress.
Resilience to me is like a car's airbags. If you have a car that they put a lot of work into, it has airbags in the front and in the back and behind, and you're very safe when it comes to an accident and trauma. And I think life's resilience is a lot like that, where the more tools you have in your toolbox, the more social connections, the more healthy habits, the more people you have surrounding you. Those are like your airbags. Those are the tools that build resilience in people.
We're using a collective impact model to address childhood trauma and building resilience because it's one agency by itself cannot really get the kind of long-term sustainable change in the community that's needed.
United Way in being able to pull us together on this very difficult, complicated subject of childhood trauma and then moving us towards resiliency as a community is the perfect organization to do that in terms of their long history in this community, their history of not only pulling people together in terms of funding, but also in terms of conversation.
United Way is one of the agencies taking a lead role in organizing nonprofits, pulling us together around united outcomes, and it's just amazing to have that kind of leadership role, especially in the face of all the brain science around trauma and the impact of trauma on families.
What we're asking folks to do is to become aware and knowledgeable about the issue of trauma, to be able to recognize what that looks like and to be able to respond to it in positive ways. What we're talking about here, there isn't a perfect program that we're trying to develop. It's more of a culture change. How do we live together in a way that promotes each other's growth and learning so that we all will prosper?
I believe that we're well on our way to becoming the Central Oregon that we all dream we want to be.
United Way stands for the health,
education,
and financial stability
of every person in our community.